Hey guys, Jenny here from Lather Soaping. Today I'm going to make a soap using fresh avocado and coconut milk. So I've got about 2 ounces of avocado here, and that worked out to be about half an avocado. And I've got 2 ounces of water pulled from my total liquids, and I'm going to use that to make a slurry to make it easier to mix into the soap. Make sure that your avocado is pureed, because if you have big chunks of fruit or vegetables in your soap, it can go bad and get moldy. Okay, I'm using coconut milk as my liquid, my primary liquid here, and I measured out and froze the coconut milk ahead of time. And the reason I froze it is because when the lye hits it, it's going to heat up, and I don't want it to scorch the coconut milk, so I'm trying to keep the temperature down by freezing it first. And then once I add in all the lye, I'm going to transfer it to an ice bath to keep it even cooler. And I'm just going to sprinkle the lye in, and it will start to melt the coconut milk. A little at a time. Give it a stir. See, it's starting to melt already. And some more. Now I'm just going to keep stirring it in the ice bath. It's at 98 degrees now. And to use milk or wine or beer or anything like that instead of water, you just substitute it for the water. I just measure it out by weight and substitute it for the water amount. And in this case I did subtract a little bit to account for the avocado slurry. I took out about 2 ounces of the milk and used 2 ounces of distilled water instead to make up the difference. Well, I've been stirring for about 10 minutes now, and the milk continued to heat up after I put it in the ice bath. The highest temp reading I got that I saw was 132 degrees, so I kept stirring it. And now it's down to about 100 degrees, which is good. And you can see that the milk is still a nice pale color. So don't think I scorched the coconut milk at all, so I think we're in good shape. And here are my oils. I used a recipe similar to one I saw online on Soap Queen. It was written by Amanda from Love and Soap, and it called for 37.5% olive oil, 25% coconut oil, 18.75% avocado oil, 12.5% cocoa butter, and 6.25% castor oil. And I really liked this recipe. It was actually a recipe that she wrote for an avocado facial bar. And I wanted something with a lot of avocado oil since I was using avocado in the soap. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add my pureed avocado to the oils so I can give it a stick blend with the oils here and get it mixed in. And I'm using the avocado at 1 ounce per pound of oils, and I've got 2 pounds of oils here, so I've got 2 ounces of avocado, and I use 2 ounces of water to make the slurry. I'm just going to add that right in. Okay, I'm going to stick blend that to get that well mixed in. And there are no lumps. It looks nice and smooth. I'm going to also add in my fragrance oil, and this is Brambleberry's Wasabi Fragrance Oil. It's one of my favorites. It's a really bright, fresh green scent that I thought would go really well with the avocado. I'll put a link too in my blog to Amanda's guest post on the Soap Queen blog so that you can take a look at that too if you're interested. Okay, my oils are at 91. And my lye is at about 95, and I want to soak cool because the sugars in the avocado and the coconut milk can cause the soap to heat up, and I don't want it to overheat. And actually I want to avoid gel phase with this soap, because if the soap goes through gel phase, there's a risk that the avocado could turn brown. So as soon as I put this in the mold, I'm going to pop it in the freezer and try to prevent it from gelling. I'm going to add a little bit of sodium lactate to the lye solution, and that should give me a harder bar. And I'm using it at 1.5%, which is 1.5 teaspoons per pound. And since I've got 2 pounds here, that works out to a tablespoon. Put it right in. Now it feels to me like all of the lye is dissolved, but since I'm using milk, it's opaque and I can't really see in there, so I'm going to pour my lye into my oils using a strainer. Just in case there's any undissolved lye, this will catch it. Okay, I'm going to stick blend this to a very, very light trace, hopefully. It smells a little funky from the coconut milk. It's kind of like an ammonia smell, but that should go away once the soap starts to cure. So don't worry about that if you get a kind of a strange smell. That should go away with time. And the lye should kill any nasties in, the fruit, any bacteria or anything. But it is best to use up soaps that have fresh fruits or vegetables in it, maybe within 6 months to a year. It may last longer, it may not, but it can eventually go bad since it does have fresh fruit or vegetables in it. I've got a nice light trace there. This recipe seems to behave well, and I know the wasabi behaves well. The wasabi is always very well behaved fragrance oil for me. Always lets me have plenty of time to work. I'm going to portion off just a small amount because I think I'm going to do a droplet swirl with some activated charcoal. Maybe about a cup. And here's some activated charcoal that I mix with a little bit of liquid glycerin just to keep any clumps out. I think that's plenty dark, so I'm going to stick with that. Quick buzz just to get it incorporated. And now I'm going to add some green oxide to the rest of my batch. And again, just a really fast buzz to incorporate everything. I'm going to use a plastic mold for this because I don't want it to gel, so I don't want something that's super insulated like a wooden mold. So I'm just going to use this and pop this in the freezer after I get done pouring. Okay, so I'm just going to pour the green. Okay, now I'm just gonna do some random drops through here from up high, get it to penetrate the soap. And this will create some neat swirls inside the bar. Try to do a little bit of texturing on top. Don't want to get it too muddy. Bring some of that green around. There. Alright, I'm going to pop this in the freezer overnight so that it doesn't gel, and I'll see you back here when it's time to cut it. Alright, so here it is. I made this about 5 days ago. It's ready to cut. In piece. See a little bit of droplet swirl there. I might have gotten better droplet swirls if my soap had been a little bit thinner. It smells so good though. The Sabi fragrance oil is so bright and clean. Kind of smells like fresh cut grass or herbs. There's also some peppermint and ginger in there, I think. It's one of my favorites because it smells so good, it sticks great, and it also behaves well in cold process soap for me. Well, that's it. See you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.